So folks, what I'm selling here is my complete Christmas display, computer controlled, computer animated, whichever you prefer to call it. Everything you need. Basically, it's an awesome newbie starter kit. Everything you need to get enjoyed or started in a hobby of DIY light animation. I will disclose up front, this is all DIY components. There is nothing off the shelf that's purchased here. All stuff I bought off of kits online and assembled myself. This is not UL tested or rated. It is simply a hobby kit. I've enjoyed it many years, had a lot of fun with it. Although the kids are getting older, time is getting shorter, new responsibilities, life changes, all that good stuff. So I figured it'd be a good time to put it up for sale. Let's see if somebody else can enjoy it and continue to grow the display. I will provide links at the bottom of this video to not only tell you where to get replacement components, more components, but also links to some forums where I learned about this hobby, as well as all the information you need to not only learn about the individual components, but how to help sections and places for co-ops to buy more components. So everything you need for a computer controlled display is right here. Alright folks, something else that's going to come with a display when we sell the whole package are loose lights. See, we got a couple boxes of lights here, some on the floor, some are just kind of loose hanging around. What we have though is a box here, 20 strands, 100 count, incandescent white, all in good shape. Probably can't see this too well. All have been tested, neatly wrapped, ready to go. These were used on a dogwood for my display. We had a 16 channel controller on that dogwood, and these were the 20 strands of lights that we used on that tree. Moving over to the next box are red LED lights. These are 70 count each. They were made by LED Warehouse from holidaylightexpress.com. As you can see, flip this over for you. Many of these are still in the bag, brand new, never been used. The ones that have been used have been tested before being placed in the box. Again, 70 count LED, and there's 14 red strings here. Same with a box of green, 14 strings. These have all been used, all been tested, all neatly wrapped, ready to go for display. Moving down here, we have 6 strands of white, same thing, 70 count. 2 of the strands are brand new in the package still. And we have 1 loose strand of blue LED. So we can get that up here, we can see. Blue. Moving on, we have 20 extension cords, various length, various colors. These are all indoor, folks. I'm not going to pretend that they're outdoor. I've used them outdoor every single season, 4 years now. Never once an issue. I'm not going to get into the debate about indoor or outdoor, but for me these would work fine. Like I said, you got white, green, brown, 6 foot and 12 foot mixed in here, total 20 so far. Next box is all the DMX cable, enough DMX cable to hang a snake. Spare connectors. DMX crimping tool for the ends. Cutter for the wire looming with the plastic shielding, and various lengths of DMX cable. Alright, next item we have on the sale block, or part of the package, are 2 unassembled Lynx Express version 5. Came from DIY Light Animation. You got the 2 heat sinks with all the associated hardware. Box of goodies, all the components you need to assemble it. 2 bags of those. And of course the 2 printed circuit boards, and the rest of the components. So everything you needed to assemble 2 more Lynx Express version 5s is here, minus the case. I have another Lynx here, fully used, ready to go. This one is not in the traditional outdoor case, as this one here was kind of hidden from harm's way, up under a porch, and I was able to run a few things off my fence and the house on this. So this was kind of protected and sheltered from the weather, so there was no need to put this one in a waterproof case. That said, it still works the same way. Lynx controller, version 5, Lynx Express, excuse me. Good to go. Works very well. Moving over to this item. Oops. This is another Lynx Express version 5. However, on the base of this one, I went to Mouser Electronics online and ordered myself some weatherproof automotive style connectors for connecting my swags off my fence. It's a quick, easy way. Hook this up. It's a quick, easy way to hook up 8 channels or 16 channels at a time with just 2 connectors. It's worked very well. It's been out there. This will be the 4th year for it. Never had an issue with it so far. Internal wiring, and of course the controller itself. Everything else about the Lynx is just the same. Alright, moving down further are 4 more Lynx Express 16 channel version 5 from DIY Light Animation. All fully assembled, all fully operational. Very easy to maintain and use. Gotta give Mr. Robert Jordan a shout out on these. Very nice job. Very easy to use. All the cords are here. All have been labeled, marked. Very easy to identify. So you don't have to hunt for which channel, which cord you're looking for. Makes the display very easy to set up. Alright, up next we have 5 SSR4 4-channel controllers from Lynx, Robert Jordan. I actually have a 6th one. Unfortunately, it suffered a build error. The assembler was drinking a little too much beer that one night and kind of soldered a few things in backwards. I'll throw that in no charge, but all the parts are there. It just has to be desoldered and soldered back together correctly. Okay, when it comes to hardware and extra parts, we have plenty of it. This is the primary dongle that I was using for the display. Built, fully operational, used it every year. I have a second dongle as a backup that we never used, fully assembled, ready to go. I just marked on there that it's never been tested, not tested. Got it fully assembled, minus case and cabling, Lynx Freestyle. Ready to go. Had every intention of making a 128 channel spiral Christmas tree. Moving on, we talked about automotive style connectors for the Lynx Express. Here's the connectors from Mouser. Got the male and female connectors. Plenty to make more. Highly recommend them. These 2 cases here have nothing to do with Lynx equipment or the Christmas display, but they're boxes of extra resistors, capacitors, and electronic gizmos. They've been handy for other projects. I figured I'd throw them in. 2 cases of them. You can see they're pretty well packed. Moving on, we have just boxes and bags of extra components, triads. We have Lynx wireless receiver, transceiver kits, boxes, just tons and tons of stuff here. All extra, comes with the deal. next we have pick chip kit. Going in here we have pick kit 2 for the programming of your picks. Comes with that. Extra adapters. Got the pick chip holder, cabling. Sorry for the glare. But we have all the software required from MP Lab. Everything here that's needed to program picks. Alright, also included in the package will be my soldering station. Soldering pad here, full with complete static strap hooked to the pad. Got a 1 pound spool of solder, probably 3/4 of it still there. Solder sucker and a Weller WESD 5.1 soldering station. Works very well. Cord, I will be honest with you, it probably does need a new tip. Tip has been well used. Soldered a lot of components with this. Weller also comes with a lockout, so you can set temperature to a certain. As you see, the little light comes on, the little dot next to the 4. It'll lock it into a certain temperature, so it's much more accurate for soldering. But you get the Weller WESD 51 pound of solder, solder sucker, soldering board with static strap. Also with the package, you're going to be getting my display computer. This is a Dell Dimension Pentium 4, 128 meg of RAM. Not a rocket chip by any means. Probably won't even be fast enough to get on the internet these days. That said, it makes a perfect little display machine. So I use a thumb drive, download all my stuff from my laptop off the internet, thumb drive it to this display computer, and upload everything here. I do all my sequencing and run the show from this PC. It's worked really well. It's standalone. I can kind of set it and forget it. With this, you'll have a lot of my sequences. Here you can see this is a, see if it'll focus in, Pentium 4, 128 meg RAM. Let me do this without switching hands here, see if I can't operate a mouse with my left hand. Not easily, at least. But on here we have X lights installed. We have a lot of documentation, a lot of downloads from DIY light animation. Got spiral Christmas tree calculators. Sorry for the shakiness, using my left hand here. Component information, we've got music that we've downloaded, sequencing software, just tons and tons of information already on here. It's not going to do me any good to delete it, so I might as well leave it on here. Also have a Vixen. I believe this is version, as you can see here, Vixen 2.1.4.0. Alright, up next I got the window frames that I use to put around the windows at the front of my house. I have 5 of these. They are 1-inch PVC, painted to the trim color of the house. They blend in nicely. Each one has 4 strands of lights on it, one each of red, green, blue, and white. Stay consistent with the theme of my display. But as you can see, it's simply PVC, painted dark brown. I have them numbered here so I know which window they fit to, because each one is cut specific for each window. They are literally a press fit. The nice thing about this, I can outline all of my windows in my house in less than 5 minutes. Pretty much the length of time it takes me to carry them from the basement to the front of the house, and they snap in place. They stay there all season long. So in addition to the loose lights, these will come with the display. Obviously these are not going to fit your house, your windows, but I left it on for 2 reasons. One, in case the system doesn't sell, I'll certainly use it again this year. But 2, to kind of show you how you can make your setup much more efficient, storage much more efficient. These literally, I have them hanging from the rafters of my basement. Very easy to transport, store, and set up. So there is 4 of these. Don't mind the mess of the basement here, but here's a couple more. As you can see, ready to go, all stacked up. Alright, moving into some of the display materials or the fun stuff. This is a box of my swags. I've always called them. A lot of people like to build arches for their display. I think they're really cool. Unfortunately, the way my yard is shaped, I really didn't have the room or the layout for arches, but I did have a 40-foot section of fence that I really wanted to do something with. So I ended up kind of using an arch design, but in reverse. Ended up basically using just regular garland from Christmas tree displays and tightly wrapping the white LED lights around it. So in effect, when you hang these on a fence, a railing around your house, you end up having what most people use with garland, but it's illuminated with white LEDs. There are 4 sections here. Each section is 10 feet long. Each section has 8 channels. Obviously 8 strands of lights. The lights are the same as the Holiday Light Express 70 count LED. 2 strands I've actually made custom ends for. If you can see, here's the same automotive style connectors on the one. These go to the dedicated controller right up there. Very easy plug and play. You can take 16 channels, plug them into your controller in about 2.2 seconds. Works very well, very weatherproof. I also have the connectors to do the other 2 swags. Just never got around to doing it. It is very, very labor intensive to run all these cables and solder all these joints together and tape everything up. I got lazy. But that said, there's 4 10-foot sections in here. Enough to eliminate about 40 feet of fence, railing around your house. Heck, I've even used them on the ground during Halloween displays to kind of outline a walkway. Put them on a chase pattern, look really cool at night, especially with a little bit of a smoke effect out there. The neighbors loved it, especially as they were trick-or-treating. Alright, and finally, walkthrough of the whole display. This is everything I set out there each year for Christmas. All the hardware, software, computer, everything we need to run the display, including a lot of extra components and gadgets. So starting here at the bottom, what you see there is the rebarb that I use to hold the Christmas trees. Stick the rebarb in the ground, slide the Christmas tree over it, and it stays stationary all year long with no problem, even in the harshest winds, rain, and snow. Above we have the window frames, 5 of them as I stated earlier. Moving up to the left here, we have the display computer, monitor, keyboard, tower, some CDs with Vixen and other software on it. Zooming in here just a little bit if I don't trip. There is speaker wire, thermostat wire, all kinds of extra stuff for setting up display, making up your own extension cords if need be. Box of spare components. That's all the Lynx Freestyle, the receivers, transceivers for the wireless. I even throw in a Mauser catalog. That's where I get most of my components. Mauser online. Coming down here, here's the pick kit 2. Here is the soldering station, Weller soldering machine, the solder sucker, and the static board with the wrist strap. Come up over here is a box of the 4 swags. SSR4s, there's actually 5 that are built functioning, 1 misbuilt, and 2 that are near completion. Just have to be finished up and wired in, ready to go. Box contains the 4 traditional Lynx Express controllers, 16 channels each. One that's in a Tupperware container that we used kind of up on a porch, out of harm's way, out of the elements. And that one there on top actually has the automotive style connectors that are actually related to the swags here, which is that right there. Big, big, big time saver. Moving around the perimeter, here's my Christmas trees, my mini trees. We have 4 4-foot ones, tomato cages. I use just regular plastic Christmas garland that you would buy at any of the Christmas stores or department stores. They're all wrapped in garland. Each one of the 4-foot trees has, I believe, 3 strands of red, blue, green, and white. Moving around there, there's 4, I'm going to call them 3-foot Christmas trees. Same thing. They're on tomato cages with department store garland. Those have 2 strands each of red, green, blue, white. There's 4 of those. On this side over here, there's 4 what I call the micro mini Christmas trees. Those have, I believe, 1 strand each, red, green, blue, white. Box of extension cords, talked about earlier. DMX cable. Box right there is the 2 Lynx Express that are yet to be built. 20 strands of white incandescent, 14 strands of red LED, with 1 strand of blue in that box as well. 14 strands of green LED. I think there were 6 strands of white. Many of the LEDs have never even been opened. They're all included, and that's pretty much it. So the whole package is here, everything you need, and we're good to go. I hope all this goes to a great home. Hope everybody enjoys it. Happy holidays.